Now I'd like to request Mr. Mike Murray, CEO of National Independent Agencies, who will be speaking on the topic, how digitization will shape the future of healthcare. Please help me in welcoming him. Come on up. It's right here.
We'll find someone? Oh, right on. What's up? How you guys doing? One thing's for sure, I'm standing between you and your food, and I know that. So I will go quick, but not too quick. But I know it's all good, but people get hangry, I believe is what it's called. And I'm one of them, sorry. All right, so my name is Mike Murray. Today, representing Safe Harbor Health. I'm from Massachusetts, and my partner over here, right there, Ryan Herlin, co-founder and business partner. Ryan, say hi, everybody. That's Ryan right there. So you might be thinking, why would two guys from Massachusetts name their company Safe Harbor? When we're home, we say Safe Harbor, right? So I'm hungry. There's going to be some slippage here. Massachusetts words are going to come out. And if you don't know what they are, that's over here. These people will tell you exactly what I meant to say. So COVID, obviously that's the main topic. And a lot is actually I think a lot of good things, not obviously good things. I think everybody in here knows what I mean when I say that, right? But there are some big opportunities, especially in the tech side. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. There is a lot of area in tech, a ton. So I don't necessarily want to focus too much on the back office stuff. When I mean back office stuff, back office data migration, biometric screenings, AI, data sharing, electronic medical records, PS, just a shameless plug for Safe Harbor, because that's exactly what we do. But I want to focus on actually what the end user is thinking right now. And I've heard a lot of that yesterday, and I heard it today, and it's a great question. I have some research on that as to what's going on in different generations, before COVID and right now. So there's all different kinds of businesses here. Forward's probably going to be the green button. I'm just going to assume that. There's only two on here, so let's see what happens. Yes, so far so good. So we're going to focus on the end user. So I've heard a lot about, this is great, technology's awesome, which it is. It's got to be convenient, it's got to be easy. But then I've been hearing questions, which I've always heard, and Ryan myself, and Corey, from Healthy Capital, which you guys are going to see in a minute. So how do you get engagement? I think we might be able to answer a little bit of that. Of course, we don't have the end-all, be-all answer. But if you guys, whatever products or services you're offering, it's sometimes we all sit back and think about all the technology and all the things we can do to drive things. However, we don't think about what the person's willing to do. I've heard that question yesterday. It was a great question. Hopefully we can answer some of that. So consumers are ready for change in a little bit. I have to look this way to see these slides because I can't see anymore. So there is an opportunity, like I just said, and I think there's a hybrid approach. I know that's like a magic word at these kinds of things, but it is true. You can't take away the traditional means in which people use medicine, which they're conditioned to do, and try to change it quickly or even a little slowly. You have to make them work together. And without them even knowing, you can actually recondition them, the end patient, user, however you want to say, to actually try something new. So I have some statistical data here, and I just wanted to share this, guys, with you. This is a research study that just ended maybe 3 or 4 months ago. It's got over 2,000 people in the group, and it focuses on 3 areas. Do I hit this button again? Let's find out what happens. Okay, I skipped over a couple, but let's just go right to the actual data. So the way this study was done, it poses a question, and it breaks it down into different generations, all right? So you got Gen Z, Millennials, Gen X, Baby Boomers. I have the footnote down here. I can obviously share this with anybody afterwards. If you're looking for it, send it to you, no problem. But here's the question that was posed. I'm worried about my physical health deteriorating. Gen Z, which is 18 to 22 years old. Before COVID is blue. I don't know what that color is. I don't. But that's today. So the weird color is today, all right? So before, 38%, now 46%. That blew my mind, really. That young kids that age are thinking about their deterioration of the health already. Millennials, that is 23 to 38. Obviously, you guys see the numbers. Gen X, what's up? No? All right, Gen X right there. I'm one of those. And baby boomers. So as we go to the next, I am worried about my mental health deteriorating. These numbers are just as staggering as the ones we just saw. I think these are huge, huge increases. Obviously, you guys see that as well. You have Gen Z, millennials, Gen X, baby boomers. Big jumps, big spikes. I'm trying to move a little faster, guys, but so just bear with me. I'm worried I will not be able to access healthcare when I need it. This is more of an international stat, but I thought it was interesting to just put up on the screen. You have US, UK, France, and Germany. Look at the US and UK. They're actually worried. This is now not just a generational thing. This was just everybody in the case study themselves looking at these statistics, worried about having the ability to access healthcare. I thought that was just crazy when I looked at that. The question sort of changed. These are statements, and what they're saying right now, this is not just broken down by generation, this is everybody. I am comfortable with the growing use of technology for managing my health care. Before, 38, now 46%. 46% are comfortable with tech managing their health care. And this one just as important. I trust the use of technology to manage my health care. So you have these whopping figures right now in this very small window because of COVID. Some of the larger healthcare organizations out there obviously had to change their behavior with their patients, and it was more of a forceful thing, meaning like telemedicine, meeting doctors and follow-up visits via Zoom because we had to. So now you have a lot of people who have been either forced to try something new, and now you can see these stats, which is actually changing their behavior, and they sort of liked it a little in certain situations. I think it's good and it's important to find out what situations, whatever you guys are using or offering in the marketplace, where people are comfortable to try the tech, not just we need tech, right? There's a lot of tech that happens in the background, but in essence, you guys will see in a minute here. So I would use apps, websites, online forums to gather info. The way this reads is today, if you look at baby boomers on the screen here today, and it's a 7-point increase as it was before COVID. It's just the way that the data is put on the slide here. So 7% increase, 11, 4, and 3. 51% of Gen X and millennials would rather use apps and forums. I would buy gadgets or devices to track my health for an existing condition. Baby boomers, 27%, up 7. As you guys can see, Gen X, 44, up 8%. Millennials, 47. These are big numbers. It's good to be able to identify what people are willing to do before you try to put something together out there. Ooh, that got loud. I would buy a gadget to help me track for a predisposition to some disease, meaning I would buy something myself for a preventative cause, to be proactive in my health. I mean, just take a look. These are huge swings in people's willingness to use things in which they traditionally just didn't even think about. You go to the doctor, they send you down the lab, so on and so forth. So these are statements that they agree with, percentage that people said, yes, I agree with that statement. I would prefer to take medicine orally using over taking a needle to limit the in-person contact with my doctor. Before COVID, after COVID. Blue, 51, now 61. I prefer to get my medications at home. That's a good jump. For a follow-up visit to my doctor, I prefer to interact remotely via voice or video, not in person. 35% of the people now, in all age brackets. That's how they think. For the first visit to my doctor, the first visit, not a follow-up, the first, we're up to 30% of people. And if I could pay more for an in-home visit by my doctor rather than going, yeah, you guys see it. So a few takeaways from this research. Technology is important, and this is really small, so you're not going to be able to read it. So I will read a little bit to you. There is a ton of amazing technology out there, all kinds of different things, and they all have some things obviously in mind. Ease of use, convenient, tap on the phone, get information to data, synchronize on the back end, get AI going, the whole 9 yards. All of that's great, but it's only good if somebody is actually using the app in some aspects, of course. So my own personal experience with Ryan is the engagement side. That's something that we're taking a look at, and I'm not going into all the stuff that we do per se, but there are some things that actually drive people to change their behavior. Right now, that's obviously the COVID tragedy that it is, has, at least as you guys just saw statistically, has given people an open mind to try something from a tech perspective and not just fall back on the traditional habits that they were doing before. But you definitely need to do both. But there's one way that we've seen, and we've been doing this for a few years with what we do, that does have a proven track record to get engagement, not just engagement like, yes, I'll try it, but engagement and, yes, I'm going to continue to use it. We do that in a large group market, like companies, and we do it with monetary money. Money, a lot of times, motivates people to try things. So we reimburse them, we give them incentives, and they have the opportunity to participate. Yes, I'd like to try this new app. Yes, I'll try this. Yes, I'd like access to mental health. Yes, I'd like this, AI. Yes, I'd like access to all kinds of information and data. And some of that stuff, if there's actually value, if they see that it would help them, they're more willing to use it. And if they get paid or get reimbursed and not have to use their own money, that actually is a good recipe, and we have a pretty good track record of doing that. We do that with some of the tax laws and some of the FICA allocation out there, has to do with some of the laws written in the wellness side, which is what we do. Telemedicine, you guys you're going to hear it. If you didn't hear it yesterday, you didn't hear it today, you're going to hear it later on, and you're going to hear it tomorrow. Depending on which one you use, some of them are really easy to use, some of them can be a little bit cumbersome, but as it stands, you need it. Price transparency. What this is, if you guys booked your own flights here, maybe your own hotel, you might have went online, Priceline, Orbitz, Kayak, whatever, and everything pops up. Yes, this is $400. This is $200, or whatever the case is. What if that existed in healthcare? What if a patient, based on their zip code, put their zip code in on their phone, and because there's a lot of deductibles in the market, it would show them instantaneously in real time, no matter where you were, the price for everything. If you went to this MRI, you're going to pay $2,000 in your deductible. You went to this one, pay $150. That's price transparency, at least for the things in which they need to pay out of pocket. And something that needs to be provided, and we do that. Incentivize them with money. Money, unfortunately, is a driver, and it works well. And then patterns happen, behavior changes, and products and services and things in which you guys are offering become available to these folks. And that's what we do with the partial FICA allocation. This is a whole other thing. We're not doing this today. I'm just telling you how we actually incentivize and reimburse people to take technology to the next level. Monetize the progress. What is that? Okay, two things. Your financial wellness and your physical wellness aren't necessarily separated. We've heard that today a little bit, and you should hear a lot more of it as time goes on, because they both sort of fall into the same space. And our friends at Healthy Capital, which Safe Harbor we partner with, and they have this very, very robust program that actually will tell you exactly some of the if you're on pace or off pace with certain things, and it actually intertwines your health. We have some flyers. You guys can actually scan the QR code. We can just pass some of those around. If you want to actually download the app and see what it looks like, we can do that for free. And benefits offering, but I'm going to skip over that. This is like complicated. Don't worry. I have to move quick, but this is an important thing. So our healthy capital integration with my friend Corey over here is the front end like I was talking about, and it gives you a actual scale or a rating, if you will, on your wealth score and your health score. So they use multiple different algorithms for that, and it is quite intense and detailed. And as you can see from an integration perspective on that white little circle, it says there's over 530 million, and that's just actually AI, actuarial healthcare claims data, and it's in real time, and it syncs with all kinds of stuff. Proactively show you all kinds of amazing things that happen right on the phone. We can push it to the phone, we can do all this stuff. Your medical records can be uploaded, synced in there. Health risk assessments synced in real time. The stuff will blow your mind. It will tell you exactly all kinds of fascinating things. To give you an example, and then we'll try to get out of here and get some food for you guys. Imagine if you quit smoking and you had an app, just giving an example, and it said, hey, good news, you saved $84.32 this month. What would you like to do with it? And with a flick of a button, you could send it to your financial advisor. You could push a button and send it right to your 401k at your work. You could turn around and buy more robust benefits like IFAH or short-term disability, all without having your paycheck deducted. I think the future of healthcare is that. That's what I think it is. So all of the stuff in the back end, which I know we didn't go over, is very important. Some of the things that I did talk about, I just lightly, and if there's any questions after, I'll be around. I know, because we're running late. So on average, we free up about $150 a month in money that does not affect your take-home pay that you can allocate, meaning an employee and an employer, for anything they want. As long as you're participating in our technology to take care of yourself. And it's not continuing on your progress. So if you tried to lose weight and you didn't, it doesn't mean you don't get it. We're looking for effort and engagement. And this is how we've been doing so far, and we have roughly about 75 to 86% participation rate voluntarily. And it's been very, very good, and utilization is very, very high. But that's a product for another time. So actuarial data, engagement, diagnostic tests and management, all of these things where you can speed up time and get that information to the hand of the end user, patient, at lightning speed, as fast as you can blink. Because today, I think the modern exam room is anywhere the patient is. Could be you guys sitting right here, at work, in their home, watching TV, walking their dog. So how do you get them to use it? We do it with money. That's how we do it, and it's been working very well. So I guess you just have to sort of ask in conclusion about what you're offering yourself, if it's a technology-driven product or if it's a new spin on something traditional and people are having a hard time adapting or maybe taking on or trying something new. There's an opportunity to make your program free if your program costs under $150 a month to somebody by maybe utilizing some type of reimbursement program that we offer. And we don't, as it pertains to your product, that's up to you, but it does give you an opportunity to at least get your product in the hands of the people that you're trying to help. So that's my speed one. I mean, I can't go any faster, but that's it. Questions will be some other time. I'll be walking around, I'll be here, whatever, so I will get you this data, this case study if anybody wants it. More than happy to share it with you guys, and you can pass it around because it is good information. It showed me a lot of great things. So thank you very much. Take care. That's as fast as I could go. Thank you.